All right, well, welcome to First Unitarian of Honolulu's weekly Pau Hana. We were off for 2 weeks as I was on a little vacation and there were some scheduling conflicts, but we're back with a small but mighty force here for UU Jeopardy night. And we love our games now and again. I've got a large helicopter overhead, so bear with me with the noise. It's very loud, very low. And yeah, so we actually have good old-fashioned Jeopardy that someone else made somewhere for Unitarian Universalist history and other facts. And I think what we'll do is do our best to see who raises hands first. You can use electronic hands, and whoever gives the correct answer to the question, just like in normal Jeopardy, will control the board and can pick the next clue. And we'll just go through this and see how many we can get to. And you can also keep track with yourself and see how you do with, you can even total up the amount of money you'd earn if you got to answer the question correctly. So we can start. Yes, I see Janice has a question.
I'm not sure where can I just put a thumbs up instead of a hand? I'm not seeing the hand anyway.
I can see.
Yep. So does everyone want to try whatever means they have to raise hands for a question? All right. Okay.
Oh, well, that didn't turn up on the screen.
That's good. Yep, I can see it.
Okay.
Yep.
Right below the thumbs up, Janice, is the raise hand.
Yep. Good. So if you don't use an electronic one, it's going to be tricky for me to see where we are in the line. We're going to do our best, though. I'm going to try to be fair and figure it out. And we'll just kind of go along as best we can. And yeah, it'll be fun. For those of you just joining us, we're going to try a little UU Jeopardy tonight. And we're going to try to take the first person in row who wants to answer a question. But remember, we're not answering questions, we are giving the clues. So the question is going to be, the answer is going to be what it is, and you give me the question. So it has to be answered in what is, who are, anything like that. But as long as it's in the form of a question, the Jeopardy rules state you're fine. It doesn't even have to say who or what correctly. So let's take one for fun. Let's see, let's give the longest standing member with us first dibs, which is Catherine Graham. I'm going to share the screen. And so, Catherine, you can pick a subject and a number. That's how we'll start.
Okay, let's try Unitarian history for 300.
All right. The first two cities in the United States with Unitarian churches.
Sure you'll do really well.
Anyone care to take a guess? Oh, Kimberly's got her hand up. Kimberly?
Philadelphia and Boston.
Let's see if she's right.
In a question, form of a question, Kim.
Oh.
Do you want to ask it as a question?
Yeah. Are Philadelphia and Boston the first two Unitarian churches in the U.S.?
Let's see what it says. Oh, it's not clicking. Oh, here we go. Boston and Philadelphia.
Okay. Bravo.
Right. Good job. Okay. So that's out, and we will go to Kimberly to pick a category and a question.
Who am I for $100?
Okay, here we go, friends. I am an American Unitarian Universalist minister who was beaten to death while marching for civil rights in Selma, Alabama in 1965.
When he was employed by the Quakers at the time.
Well, let's raise our hands. And I see that Laurel has her hand up. Laurel, do you want to ask us a question?
Who was Reverend Reed?
let's go to the chart. Let's see here. James Reeb.
Oh, so close.
So close. Congratulations. Well, that counts. We're gonna take Reeb. So, with that, we will go to Laurel. I'm just gonna lower your hand, Kimberly, if that's all right.
Oh, sorry.
We'll go to Laurel, who will select a subject and an answer.
Name a principal for 500.
For 500. All right, get ready. Here we go. State the fifth principle. Don't look it up, friends. I mean, you can. I'm not gonna. Anyone? The fifth, even if you just get the general idea of the principle. Da 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 da. I'm not so we all also, Laurel and Kimberly, you've got to keep track of your scores. I only have so much bandwidth. So if you don't mind. All right.
Mike.
Oh, I see Mike and Nancy have their hand up. I'm going to.
What is democracy and like that for in the world and in churches?
All right, let's take a look. What is the right of conscience and the use of the democratic process within our congregations and the society at large?
Bravo.
You're a tough one to stump there, Miss Reverend Young. So, but control of the board, nevertheless, is now in the hands of the Young family. So I will show you once again the board here. It's $500 they've got. All right, what do you want, Mike?
400 history.
400 history. All right. This is the year the flaming chalice symbol was designed.
46, 47.
No,
After,
We can hear you.
Oh, we're on.
It's okay.
That's fine. Hold this for me.
Any takers?
My
I see.
my thing doesn't work. My automatic reaction.
Okay, it's hard to tell if Kathy or Catherine was first. I'm gonna go with Kathy because she got the
Yeah,
hand.
go with Kathy. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Kathy, you're up. What do you think?
1939.
Let's take a look. Oh, you know what? Since we have multiple people that want to answer, I'm going to say the answer is not 1939.
Okay.
So we'll go to the next person in line. Catherine got her buzzed in second. So we'll go to Catherine.
What is 1944?
I'm sorry, that's also incorrect. Anyone else? Oh, I see Kimberly has now buzzed in. Kimberly.
What is it? What is 1848?
Nope, I'm sorry.
Ooh.
I can tell you that the first two were a little closer than that one. Anyone else care to venture? I will tell you it was during the Second World War.
1946.
I see
No, it's
Carol
too late.
Amos's hand. You got to unmute though, Carol.
1943.
I'm sorry, it's not 1940. Have we exhausted ourselves on this one?
Yes.
Okay, I think we've given ourselves, so I will go here and show everyone that it was indeed 1941.
Oh, wow.
There
Oh,
we go.
early.
All right. So who had control? Oh, I believe the Young family still has control of the board. So I will show them the board. This is a fun clicking game. All right. What are you feeling? Feeling lucky, Youngs?
Are you muted, Nancy?
Unitarian History, 400. Are you still muted?
No,
Oh, we just did, oh, Unitarian History 400. Okay. The name of the first American Unitarian church.
Richard Sebastian.
The name of the first Unitarian American church. I see Catherine Graham has her hand up. Catherine, would you care to guess?
King's Chapel?
Let's go to the answer. It is King's Chapel.
Woo, okay.
That's a nice big round number there, Catherine. Nice job. And control of the board
Okay.
goes back to you.
Okay, Universalist history for 100.
All right. And the answer is the part of the Christian church that Universalists had a problem with, shall we say.
All of it.
We're looking for part. I see your hand is still up, Catherine. Were you ringing in or?
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Go for it.
hell.
All right. Let's take a look here. What is hell? Yes,
I'm sorry, what is hell?
that's right.
Is it-
We are
oh.
going to try to give our questions in the form of questions.
Okay.
All right. Well, Catherine, you still have control of this board. Let's
Okay.
take a look at what we've got.
Let's go for Universalist history for 200.
All right. The answer is the century in which the Universalists came to America to escape religious persecution. Marie, I see your.
17th.
Did you just say 17th century? I'm
Yes, I'm
sorry, that is not the question. There's probably around there. I see Nancy Young raising her hand. Nancy, just unmute for us.
So was it the 18th century?
Let's take a look.
Was it Priestley?
Oh, is it sharing? No, it's not. It's not working. Hang on one second. There we go.
What is the 18th
Let us
century?
see. The 18th century. That is correct.
Bravo.
All right. We are on a roll. The Youngs again have control of the board. If anyone feels their buzzers aren't working sufficiently, just let me know and we'll there. But we will go to the Youngs who will select our next answer.
Okay. Oh my, let's see. Name a principle for 200.
Name a principle for 200.
Second.
The first. Really, friends? Oh, we're gonna have some sermons on this. Okay, Catherine, please save everyone.
The worth and dignity of every person.
Ask it a
Okay,
question.
what kind of worth and dignity?
What? Let me see. We covenant. We believe in the worth and dignity of every person.
That's
What
good
is-
enough. Good enough
okay,
for government
I
work.
don't know how to say that in a question. What is the? Yeah, that's right. What is
The
the
inherent
worth
worth
and
and
dignity?
dignity. of
There we go. Thank you.
All right. Catherine, it's your board.
Okay. Trying to lower my hand here. How about who am I? 500.
I love these questions. These are fun. All right. Ready? I am an American Unitarian social activist who created the first generation of American mental asylums and served as superintendent of Army nurses during the Civil War. This is someone who you probably have to go to nursing school or medical school to have studied. She is not someone who, when you think of as Unitarian, you think of her more as a historical figure who happened to be Unitarian. So is that's about right, Mike? So yeah, You're waving your hand, I think. Were you ringing in? Or were you woohooing? Were you casting a spell on your computer?
No, I was trying to make the dinger ding, but I don't know how to do that.
Well, you've done it. What's your answer? What's your question?
Florence Nightingale.
What, gotta make a question.
Or who was Florence Nightingale?
Unfortunately, no. Very close, though.
The other one.
The other, yeah, it's the other one. I see Janice's hand went up just before Catherine's. Janice?
Who is Barton?
Nope. Nope. I see Catherine's hand.
That's what I was gonna say. So who's Clara Barton?
Okay. Well, we've had 3 tries, which is really the Jeopardy, go. Anyone think they know it? All right, let's go to the screen and see what it says. The answer is, who is Dorothea Dix?
Oh,
Dorothea Dix. All right. And
She's famous.
who was it? Was it Catherine who had control of the board, or was it the Youngs? I forget.
I don't know either, but I just lost all my visuals, so I can't see anything
Oh,
here.
let me stop the share. Is that better?
Okay, now I've got it. Thank
Okay.
you. I can see. Yeah, I'd be glad to do the next one.
All right,
But I
here
don't
we
know.
go.
How about who am I for 400?
Okay, here we go. I was burned at the stake in 1553 for my writings questioning the Trinity. Sort of a poem, so. I see Nan Kleiber's hand up, breaking the trend here. Nan,
So Michael Cervetis.
who is Michael?
Who is Michael Cervetis?
Yes, who is that masked man? That is correct. I would have also accepted Miguel Cervetis. So just so you know. Well, Nan, the board is yours. Where would you care to go?
Oh, let's continue with the who am I for 300.
Okay, would you like 300 or 200?
300.
Okay. I'm the first female Universalist minister who was ordained in 1863.
Names.
In 1860. Oh, I see Nan's hand again, and then Nancy Young, but Nan, you are first.
Olympia Brown.
You are correct. The Kleibers coming in from behind. You got to look out. But let's just make sure. I'm pretty sure that's right. Let me just share the screen. I'm just kind of going on my own rogue here. Yep. Who is Olympia Brown? Excellent. The Kleibers, care to close out a category?
Yep, for 200.
I like it. Here we go. I am the first and only Unitarian king. Should say publicly Unitarian king. I see Nan's hand again. So she beat you, Mike. I'm sorry. Go for it, Nan.
Who was John Sigismund?
Let us take a look at the board. The answer is, who is King John Sigismund of Transylvania? Judges, will we accept John? Yes. Yes, I'm hearing yes. So we're good. Look at that, clearing out a category. Kleibers, making quick use of that one. Any other categories tickle your fancy?
Well, let's work on UU history for 500.
UU history for 500. This is when the flaming chalice symbol was first used as a denominational logo. This is a tricky one. All right, let's stop share. Anyone? It is after 1941. I will give you that hint. Not that tricky. When I said tricky, I didn't want you thinking, oh my gosh, how is it that? It's after 1941. I think Nancy Young beat you to it, Nan.
I have no idea if I'm right. Was it 1965?
It was not. It was not. But thank you for asking in the form of a question.
Was it sometime in the 1970s?
No.
I'm going to answer, since this is hard, I'll say yes, it was sometime in the 1970s. And I'll
No
give the
kidding.
Clibers a follow-up
That's not
question.
one.
Would you care to go 1 for 10? Or take a
Whatever
shot?
that means, I don't know.
No, meaning you've picked the decade. Would you like to choose one of the 10 years?
Oh, 74.
Nope, I'm sorry, it was not 74. But at this point, all we'd have to do is just guess down. So I'm going to go ahead and show everyone what the answer is, if that's okay. It is the year my sister was born, 1976.
Really?
Yeah.
It's much more recent than we think it is. And the same thing is true of the principles.
I agree. That may be a question in UU History Jeopardy.
I want to raise a
man.
question here because I think that answer is highly debatable. I was around and a Unitarian at that time, and it had, and for a long time after, it had never been made the formal denominational symbol at all.
Right. So it just says not the. I don't mean to, definite, indefinite articles. I think what it's probably saying is there was some sort of formal use by the UUA in 76, but not the formal use.
It was not.
Okay.
Was you there, Charlie? I was there.
Okay. Well, no one got the points anyway. So I'll give you your 500 points back. So it'll be all set. All right, but I think that the Clibers still have, no, I think I forget now. Nancy, did you have control of the board or was it the Clibers?
I forgot.
I chose that one.
I think nobody here would make a good replacement for Alec Trebek.
No, certainly not me. So I think the Clibers have the board to choose.
Okay, going for it.
Let's try name a principle for 400.
Name a principle for 400. The second.
Catherine's name. Who is Catherine's name?
Come on.
Who is Catherine's name?
You be kind in all we do.
Oh, we're singing songs. I love it. Okay, Nan, go for it.
That's out of the little song that we've taught the children. So it's to treat everyone with fairness, etc.
I think that'll do it. Let's see what it says. Justice, equity, and compassion in human relations. Excellent.
For that.
Yeah, depends on the kids speak.
Yeah, that's what I remember. And Catherine, Zachary remembered the song. He knows the song and therefore knows the principles still, which is amazing.
There you go. Well, Clibers, I think
Where is he when I need him?
I think the board is still yours.
All right, so name a principle for 300. Let's get rid of this category.
All right. The fourth. The fourth.
Look it up.
I don't see any hands. This one has to do with sometimes people like to talk about what we can say and can't say in this one.
Which principle is the one that talks about the responsible search for truth and meaning?
Ah, that sounds like it's got a ring to it. What is the free and responsible search for truth and meaning?
What's the...
All right. Well, you want to close it out?
Sure.
All right.
But Nan, your answers maybe should be in the form of a question, yeah?
I asked which principle is.
All right. the seventh principle. Catherine's raising her hand.
What is the interdependent web of all existence?
There we go. Let's check it. That sounds right to me. What is respect for the interdependent web of existence of which we are a part? Wonderful. Thank you, Catherine. All right, 3 categories left. We are tromping through this game here. Everyone doing okay? Anyone have any questions about the rules? Everyone feel like everyone's buzzers are working okay? I'm sensing some dominance from the historical UU professionals and lay leaders here, but that's okay. And, everyone hang in there. So Catherine, it's your board. Would you care to select?
Okay, how about Universalist history for 300?
All right, lovely. My story is considered by some to be the only UU miracle story, since the wind kept my ship ashore, convincing me to preach at Thomas Potter's chapel. Anyone who's been to one of Reverend TJ's Path to Engagements has heard this story. Anyone? I often, in fairness, confuse the name of the farmer and the name of the preacher in my own classes. I get them and then I have to correct them. So I've probably confused the entire congregation with this answer, which is my fault. But anyone care to take a guess? I'll take a first or a last name. All right, I see Nan's hand. Save us, Nan.
Who was John Murray?
John Murray.
That is correct. I was going to say Bill Murray, but I think that that's a different person, the star of Caddyshack. But
Listen, I went to high school with Bill Murray's sister.
oh, really? Interesting.
Yes, my claim to fame.
There you
I
go.
thought it was Bill Scarby.
There you go. My
What?
mom went to high school with Sybil Shepherd, who
Oh, wow.
did not eat very much, is all my mother really had to say. She sat alone and didn't eat. So, although she also went to college with Mercedes Rule, the actress, who she said was absolutely lovely. So, okay. Nan, it is your board.
Universalist history for 400.
All right. This is when the Universalist Church of America was formed. These year ones are kind of tricky. This is when the Universalist Church was formed. I will say it's toward the end of one of the centuries.
Yes.
How's that? This is when the Universalist Church in America was formed. And I'll say that John Murray swept ashore in the 1770s, and the Universalist Church was formed near the beginning of a new century. So not too near. Catherine.
Well, I was going to say, what is 1800?
Nope. Close. We'll do 2 more. Anyone, any other? Let's see. No one wants to just guess years. Yeah, that's not that fun, actually. That's not really like a fun thing to do. So we'll just show what we have here. 1793. So there we go. But I'm guessing the Clibers will want to close out Universalist history since they're following their Jeopardy strategy.
Sure.
All right. I've been called the father of American Universalism. I have preached on one of his great works in the last 6 months. So I see Nancy Young waving. Nancy? I read your lips. You are correct. But if you could...
You're muted.
I read your lips that said, who is Hosea Ballou? And you, Jose Ballou, and you are correct. So congratulations. All right. 2 more categories. Young family, you want to pick one here?
Okay, UU history for 300.
All righty. This is when the UUA's principles were adopted by the General Assembly. It's more recent than some of us might know.
Raise your hand, Mike.
No.
Were you there?
Anyone? It's you
I
know,
heard Mike say 1982.
it's when they were proposed, but I think that they were technically adopted a little later than that.
2 years.
So
So he says 84. What is 1984?
one very close, but not quite there.
5.
Yeah, goes to the Clivers. Again, this is what this game says. You know, there's also what
What people remember.
is what we have. All right, I think that was Nan and Pierre's, so the board is theirs.
So let's do Unitarian history for 500.
All right. The century in which the Unitarian movement began. Now, this is very debatable. So what I'm going to say is think King John Sigismund. That's the century we're talking about. All right.
I'm going to go with origin.
All right, Mike, go for it.
Depends on what you measure it from. If you measure it from the Edict of Torda, which is when Transylvania declared itself to be a Unitarian country, then it's 1568.
Let's take
So what
a
about
look.
what about Arius and origin?
No, it's more in the Mike way of seeing, or at least guessing at how they phrase this. So, but I feel you as well, Nan. I think that it started well before. So, but the answer is the 16th century. So
yeah,
Mike is there. All right. All right. 4 left. The Youngs, it's your board.
Do that.
2 or 2.
200 of Unitarian history.
Okay. The place where the word Unitarian was first used. Again, I'm sure debatable, but it's the place that is well known for this. Any takers? I see Catherine's hand up.
Oh, no, that's from before. Sorry.
Oh, then I see Kimberly's hand.
Pennsylvania.
Kimberly says Transylvania. And I keep wanting to
Well,
say.
what is Transylvania?
There we are. There we are. What is Transylvania? I like it. I like it. All right. Kimberly, it's your board.
Okay, then Unitarian history for 100.
All right. The part of the Christian church that the Unitarians had a problem with.
Trinity.
Catherine, are you raising your hand? Or
Yes.
Okay.
The Trinity.
Okay.
It is.
Let's take a look at what it says. That is.
What is the Trinity?
What is the Trinity? We all need our work on our Jeopardy wording, but Catherine, it is to you.
Okay, UU history 200.
All right. This is when the welcoming congregation program was introduced. This is the how we welcome gay, lesbian, transgender, bisexual, intersex, asexual, and questioning plus people. I think it was mostly just gays and lesbians when this was brought about. So, any guesses? I am a child of the 80s. So are some other things in this. So, although I was not born in the 80s. Kimberly.
1984.
Nope. Close, but no cigar.
I'm thinking Stonewall riots. When were they?
No, this was trying to think what era this would have been. Toward the, yeah, but yes, Nancy Young.
You're muted, Nancy.
Early 1986?
Nope. We'll
Nope.
take one more year guess. Year ones are tricky.
All right, 1989.
Boom. Bring in the heat, man. Let's see here.
What year?
What year?
What happened in 1989?
What is 1989? I think a lot of people who were alive in 1989 probably asked that question, but for different reasons. So in New York City, in the stock business, I'm sure they were. All right. We have one clue left on the board for everyone. History for 100. This was when the Unitarian Universalist faiths merged.
1960.
I see hands of the Youngs. I talk about this one in sermons a lot. I
Okay.
mentioned this year a fair amount. So, all right. Well, I see the Youngs with their hand up. Go for it.
1961.
That is correct. That was a nice, let's share here. Close it out.
We could do it next week and see how much we remember.
I actually had that thought that in a few months or a few weeks, we're going to do this again and see how much we retained.
Can we add a little piece of history to that?
Sure.
I have interviewed almost all of the people who were alive, who were there to vote.
Uh-huh.
And what is interesting feedback is that we came this close to being the liberal Church of America.
Ah. Yeah.
I mean, it literally came down to a difference of a couple of votes
Yeah.
in the General Assembly.
Interesting.
Can you imagine what our history would have been like over the last 20, 30 years had we been labeled the liberal Church of America?
I think liberal might have meant something very different had that been the case. So, yeah, interesting. Well, thank you everyone for playing this round of Unitarian Universalist Jeopardy. I can't vouch for all the answers as you've heard, but I can vouch for the fun we had trying to figure them out. So if you care to have a list of these questions and answers, you can just shoot me an email. I have them all. Or if you want, I can just post them as a link when I post this Pau Hana, whichever one. And so
I think Nan and Pierre won.
I'm guessing that's kind of how. Was anyone really keeping score?
No.
We moved kind of quickly, but I think Nan and Pierre got some high value ones correct.
Nan, yeah, okay.
Well, that's the advantage of having been a member of all of this for, close to 70 years.
Yeah. Yep. And having very good retention. So
That's the key.
For the moment.
yep.
This was fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. It's always fun doing game night. So I'm glad everyone could come. I know it's a little shorter than usual, but a lot of us are mentally taxed by game nights. So maybe we'll call it a little early, and I'll wish everyone a very wonderful Tuesday night, and I'll see everyone very soon.
Bye.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Right.